Welcome back. Today we are looking at the testing upgraded Talebot Pro coding robot for kids aged 35, a full professional report. As someone who collects gadgets, STEM kits, and so-called smart learning toys, I've built a natural resistance to hype. Most products aimed at kids aged 35 promise early coding enlightenment, but end up being glorified push-button toys with flashing LEDs and very little substance. The upgraded Talebot Pro coding robot initially looked like another shelf filler. Check the video description for the updated price link. I expected it to be over-marketed plastic with minimal educational value. But after testing it in a real-world environment with toddlers, no less, I had to recalibrate my expectations. This is not a professional robotics platform, and it doesn't pretend to be. Instead, it sits in a surprisingly effective middle ground, a screen-free AI-inspired learning companion that actually introduces logical thinking, sequencing, and early programming concepts in a way that feels natural for preschool learners. And that alone already makes it more interesting than 90 of what I've reviewed in this category. What struck me first is the intentional simplicity. The Talebot Pro doesn't try to overwhelm children with complexity. Instead, it uses tactile interaction, guided instructions, and step-based logic puzzles to simulate coding thinking. There are no distracting screens, which is increasingly rare in 2020 SIXS toy market. Everything is physical, structured, and deliberately slow-paced. The build quality feels solid enough for classroom use. It's not industrial grade, but it's definitely not fragile dollar store plastic either. Buttons have a firm tactile click that actually matters for young kids developing motor skills. This is where it starts to separate itself from cheap AI toys that rely heavily on gimmicks. The Talebot Pro is built around a few key functional pillars, unlike many toys that try to do everything. This one focuses on structured progression. Kids don't just press random buttons, they follow patterns, observe outcomes, and adjust their choices. This is where real cognitive learning happens. I tested this in 2 environments, a home setting and a small pre-K learning group. The results were surprisingly consistent. Younger children 34 years old initially treated as a simple interactive toy. They press buttons, watch movements, and repeat actions. Within a few sessions, however, patterns emerge. They begin to anticipate outcomes. Older preschoolers 45 years old start forming sequences without prompting. That's the real win here. The robot responds reliably, without lag or confusion. There's no app dependency, which is both a blessing and a limitation. You lose advanced customization but gain stability and ease of use. The learning curve is gentle, which is exactly what it should be for this age group. The Talebot Pro includes several interaction modes. Each mode reinforces a slightly different cognitive skill. The guided challenges are particularly effective for structured learning, while free play mode gives children autonomy to experiment. This balance is important. Too rigid, and kids lose interest. Too free, and the educational value drops. Talebot Pro manages this tension better than expected. I've tested dozens of STEM robots that promise early coding education. Most of them fail because they either overcomplicate the experience or rely too heavily on screens and apps. The Talebot Pro takes the opposite approach. It strips everything down to pure interaction and logic building. That IT doesn't try to be a robot engineer simulator. Instead, it behaves like a cognitive training companion disguised as a toy. That distinction matters. For collectors like me, value isn't just about specs, it's about intent. And this device clearly understands its audience: early learners who need structured but playful exposure to computational thinking. If you're exploring broader educational tech ecosystems, you might also find this related product guide useful for comparing how smart devices are being integrated into modern learning and lifestyle setups. Check the link in the description to get yours today.